Yay. Okay, everybody, this is the Dreaming of Diamond Road to Maui call. This is going to take a tone, that's kind of serious. So I want you to be taking notes. I want you to pay attention, and I want you to be intentional and excited. You guys, I got back from the trip of a lifetime, and I am deeply grateful to this team for that experience. But now my responsibility has changed. I talked to some of my friends, and we all went Emerald about the same time. We were Senior Ruby at the same time. And we just came to the conclusion that our roles have changed and our purpose has changed, right? So we start because we feel good, we want to share it, and then it might be finances for our family, and now my purpose is you. Okay? I take that very seriously, but I'm going to match your effort. So know that, right? I will match your effort every step of the way. So I believe if you're on this call, you believe that you want it, right? You're looking at the pictures and you're saying, I want this, and I really, really want it, and I really think I can do it, and I really, 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 right. We all do. Raise your hand if you want to go to Maui. What does Maui mean? Maui means that you're making 6 figures with Plexus and you're driving a free car and you're getting all this amazing training and you're recognized as the top leader of the company. Okay? So you believe that you can do it. And what I need you to do, I thought long and hard about how I'm going to take this call and the way I'm going to take this call. And this is a gamble for me to tell you this, and I'm going to do it because I'm crazy and I'm a risk taker. But here's what I want you to know. Take everything you're doing, and I want you to just wipe the slate clean, and we're going to do a new plan today, right? We're doing a new plan today because we're writing our name in that Maui sand, and we are ready to go, okay? I have chills saying that. If I have team members join me, which I will, I was talking to another team thread, and I was like, I will cry tears when you guys get that lei placed on your necks. Because this is real, guys. I want to tell you something. I actually witnessed it. So did Melissa. We saw it's real. It's not some figment trip that they pay people to pretend is real, right? They're like, okay, everyone act like you're having fun. It's amazing. It is absolutely amazing. It is the most beautiful place on earth. And we get to go there in a reward of our hard work. But I want to tell you that it will be hard work. So if you're on this call and you think you're going to float there on a prayer and a dream, click X, because that's not what I'm about to talk to you about, okay? We're about to get down, and we're about to talk about real strategies on how to do it. So many of you guys, and I was the same way, have never owned your own business. So most in our industry actually have never owned their own business and have no idea what it means to be intentionally successful. Nothing is going to happen tonight or this year or the next 10 months without intention. You have to try, okay? You have to be the hardest worker on your team. Trust that, okay? So do some fall into success, right? You've seen those stories and they're like, well, I just woke up and I was like a diamond. It was so crazy, right? Okay, that happens, okay? But do you want to chance Maui on that? No, you don't. So if you're on this team call right now, you have decided that you're going to commit and understand that we're just not going to chance reaching out to one person a day and hoping that it works out. We're not just going to be like, oh, maybe, we're not sure. I think I want to do it. Okay, so that's not what we're doing. We've understood that we're being intentional today, right? We are trying and working like our lives depend on it. Okay, so I love quotes. I love this. And I want to share this with you. You don't have to write these down, but I thought these were poignant for our situation. Anthony Bourdain says, luck is not a business model. Right? We're not just relying on luck. Does that even exist? Love this one too. When I made my own Emerald announcement, to keep it on the back of my phone. I was super excited whenever I did that. This is a quote that I kept on it. And it says, I'm a great believer in luck, and I find that the harder I work, the more I have of it. Thomas Jefferson says that. TJ is my fave. This is my most favorite quote. I want to tell you that it was really poignant in my mind when I was in my sales career, and this is real, right? Because we're in sales. I know we don't like to believe that we're in sales, but what we're doing is we're sharing a vision. We're getting people to join us. Okay. Many of life's failures are men who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. I don't think that you're ready to give up if you're on this call, but maybe you have felt like you wanted to give up and you're still here and you're closer to success now than you ever have been, right? So I'm going to tell you a story. So there was a day that Melissa and I were like down at the pool, and she was in the pool, and I was like trying to get a tan. I'm like, I have to come back tan. And I wanted to, and she had walked away. And I don't know where she was. I think she ran up to the room, and I talked to everybody. I'm weird. And these people like walked down, and I see, you know, they kind of had some older Plexus swag. So I just kind of started talking to them, and come to find out, I don't know if you're familiar with Tim and Michelle Thomas. They run Rock the Pink Live. So these people were personally sponsored by Tim and Michelle Thomas, right? The husband was sort of there as a supporter, like biggest fan situation. And his wife, this was her third trip to Maui, guys. So I wanted to hear everything that they had to say, because like I don't ever want to miss one, you know, now that I know what it's like. And so something really hit me. Like, she was very friendly, but I loved what he had to say. I think that sometimes men really just cut it in a different direction, and I enjoy that. And what he said was, the people that are most successful in this business treat it like a business. Okay? So if you want hobby money, and you just want to get your products paid for, I don't think you're on the call if that's you, okay? And that's okay if you do. I love you where you're at. I don't need you to do anything for me. I want you to do what you want to do. But if you're sitting here and saying, I want to go to Maui, I want to be at the top of this company, I know I can do this, we have to start treating it like a business. So that's where we're at today. I'm going to start giving you some guidelines. I found an awesome article. I seem to stumble upon these amazing articles. And I really loved what this guy had to say, because I think it's a great model for what we're going to do, guys. Okay. So the first one is that you have to have a written business plan. Our first area of concentration is we've got to have a written business plan. I'm not telling you that you have to like get on your Word document and make it serious. What I'm telling you is that you've got to understand where you're going. So it doesn't have to be complex, right? But your business plan has to have the following things. Your goal, right? What is your goal? Okay. I love the idea of a milestone goal. I've been incorporating this with some of my folks a lot. And what that means is your walk away number for the month. And when we're looking at this as a business, right, we look at this with points. So your milestone goal will include an amount of points that you're not leaving the month without getting those points, right? And I'm not talking to you about specific strategies on that. I'm saying this is just, guys, this is overarching umbrella type stuff, okay? So it's got to include your business goals, maybe what you want in 90 days, right? Or maybe you're going to do it every single month, or when you're going to hit each rank, but you've got to write it down. You've got to be serious and intentional with it, okay? Write down how many people maybe you want to sponsor. That's a wonderful thing that you can do. Okay. But it gives you something to shoot for relating to your goals, right? If we just wing it, right? We're like, oh, yeah, I'm going to like go to the top. It's going to be great. And then like 6 months from now, you're sitting at the same place. And I'm not hating on you. I'm shooting you straight because I want you to not make the mistakes that I made. You have to be intentional. If you want it in a certain amount of time, you've got to write it down. Okay. So what also another thing that when you're, putting this all together, your business plan, what's your marketing strategy? How are you going to move your business forward? Okay. Branding yourself. I've talked about that a lot. Who do you speak to? Who do you have influence over? Right? What are your prospecting methods? What are those going to be? Guys, when you're putting together your business plan, this is a side note. Maybe you're sitting down for an hour. Guys, we're all busy. Maybe you've got an hour to carve out for this. You're just doing one of those brainstorming sheets. You're writing all this down and you're getting a great framework and your mind is rolling about how it's going to look for you. This is going to be super crucial to your success, okay?
Hey guys,
I've never really liked that quote, failure to plan is planning to fail, but I kind of feel like it works right now. Like I'm getting it. I finally understand this quote with the whole Maui thing. So you got to do it, right? You've got to understand what your available time is. You've got to understand your budget. We're going to talk a little bit about that later. But just what your strategy is. Are you going to do home parties? Does that work for your network? Are you going to only be on Facebook? Do you love Instagram? Are you only Instagram? Bill, how you're working online. Do you work best with calling folks? Understanding your strengths, expanding yourself is a very important thing with your marketing strategy. Another thing is your budget. Guys, we are super blessed to not have to carry inventory. Everything is all virtual, but you probably are going to have to put some money into this guy. I mean, you're going to have to get some business cards. You're going to have to, maybe do some giveaways. Maybe you build some money into team giveaways. I know for myself, I'm really working around at this juncture of my career. I'm working around just giving leaders chunks of money for them to use how they want to use, because I like to let them lead how they want to lead because I trust them. But it's wherever you are in your business. Maybe you don't have business cards yet. Maybe you need to buy a banner. Guys, this can be a revolving budget, but what it has to be is a set amount of money that you're just committed to. And I think, again, the brainstorming is really going to allow you to plan. Okay. All right. So don't, if your money is tight and maybe you're listening to this, you're like, I have no money to spare. Like I'm here, like on a wink and a prayer. Like I can't, you really, something you can think about too is maybe buying an extra product at wholesale every month, selling it for retail. That's something that you can do kind of a Facebook giveaway of, or talk about that. Hey, I've got this right away. I can put it in the mail. The thing that's a blessing about our business model is that we buy everything at wholesale. We're taxed at retail. So we can sell that at retail. So you can make a profit there. Things to think about. Okay. Here's a great one, guys. I loved this about this article is your unique selling proposition. You might be listening to me. You're like, what does she even mean? And I didn't know either until I delved into the paragraph. So this is something that a lot of people don't think about. And I agreed with this about the article is why you, right? Why Kim Rainey? Why Diane Renaud? Why Tom Wallace? Why? What makes you different? What makes you unique? Remember, I loved it because it's true, especially in network marketing. Prospects do not join companies, they join people. Have you ever sat there and been like, how is this person joining XYZ company? This stuff is bogus, right? They joined the person. Guys. So write down what you have to offer. It's super important that you know. Okay? If you've got a belief in yourself problem, that's another call. But I believe that if you're on this call and you're getting to Maui, you've got a confidence that is set in place. We might have to bust some barriers. We might have some hurdles to go through, but that you bring something to the table and people want it and you're close to it. And I love that. So just make sure that you know what that is, right? Who are you talking? Again, that goes into branding. Who are you talking to? Who loves you? Who can you get in their ear and they immediately are like, okay, I'm going to trust this because I know she's, doing this like me or whatnot. Okay. Last one is your daily action plan. Guys, we like to refer to this as our DMO. Is everybody not muted? I just saw these notes. Nope. Okay. I'm managing the participants in 1 second. Boom. Muted. Okay. Sorry. I didn't know. Okay. Oh, I know. It's because I had my thing on mute, actually, my thing. Okay. So, your daily action plan, guys, we call this our DMO. If you don't know what that is, it's your daily method of operation. It is the way that you go about your business in Plexus. Okay? Maybe you were casual before. We're changing that today. If you're on this call and you're serious, your DMO means how you're moving through every single day, okay? What that means is we're not being casual with our business. We're attacking it like a business. Again, love setting milestone goals, right? You ended at 30 points. You're not walking away from this month without 50 points. That's an example. Maybe you ended at 100 points, depending on several things, but you're always moving forward. We never stay stagnant. We never move backwards. That's the way that we do it, guys. Okay. So understanding your DMO, meaning there's a 5-3-1 method. There are several things, but usually that's going to include posting on social media. That's going to include some sort of, personal development. That's going to include training some team members or yourself or both, depending on the situation. So again, if you want more information about a DMO or an IPA is income producing activity, which falls in line with your DMO. Please search that on the team page. Lots of exciting stuff. I just recently tagged some folks in a video that I did, which was probably rambly. We know how I am, but I think it adds some value because people keep tagging people in it. So that's all I have to go on. Okay, so the second one, that was the first one. The first one was kind of long about your business plan. The second one is you have to have business hours. This means we're taking it seriously, y'all. This means we're taking it seriously. And I know that it's easy for you to be like, okay, well, I'm setting business hours and I only have 15 minutes. Like, that's not what I'm talking about. If you're here for me to tell you that you can just work your business in 15 minutes a day, yes, you can. You're not going to be on the beach in Maui if you want to do that. I'm just being totally straight with you. Okay. I love you. If you're listening to this and you're like, I don't think I can do that, fine. I'm good with that. But you've got to set business hours. Here's what he says. One of the major reasons people fail in our industry is because they don't work their business consistently. I can tell you it's worth it when you do. I promise you it is, because I'm on the other side. I promise you it worked, guys. So let's pretend like you opened a Subway. And if you opened a Subway and you're like, oh, I'm going to open a Subway, it's going to be so exciting. And I'm only going to be there 15 minutes, like 4 days a week. And it's going to be super successful. What do you guys think? Right? Not going to work. Love ya, not going to work. I'm just being honest. So if you want to work this like a business, I'm not asking you to be open 8 to 5, guys. I'm not doing that. We are all busy. We do this because we want time, not because we have it, though. Trust that. Okay? We're working for the time. We're earning the time right now. Every single day we're earning the time. So you have to give yourself a chunk of time. And you know what? He does give hang on, where is it? So he thinks that the successful distributors work their business between 10 to 15 hours a week. So I like that. So that's, an hour to 2 hours every day, however you want to do it. Again, it's what I can't answer that question for you. Okay. But I can tell you success doesn't happen by accident. Okay. Nobody falls on top of the mountain. Right? We climb up there and it's worth it. I can promise you that. So the third one is track your business finances. I'm not super strong in this area, so I'm going to read everything that he said. I'm doing better now. But, basically what you've got to do is you got to save all those receipts. Anytime you're at a dinner and you're talking to people about Plexus, anytime you drive anywhere, you can track mileage, gas, trips. Let's say, obviously my whole trip to Maui was, expensible, etc. But, what if I went on a trip with an ambassador of mine and we really did a lot of training? Guys, think about that kind of stuff. Write that down. Maybe you're talking at work over coffee with somebody and, you want to expense your coffee. Like, that all works. So thinking along those lines, again, we're treating it like a business. I'm not asking you to set up some sort of an accounting spreadsheet because I don't even know how to do that. But really important to do that. So, operating a budget, again, we're looking at what we're going to spend our money on. We're looking at what we're bringing in, looking at those things every month. especially, you know, when we get our paycheck versus what we paid, all that kind of stuff is really intelligent. Lots of resources in this area. I'm not, again, not super strong on it, but, you know, kind of having an operating budget, allocating money, again, to leaders, or allocating money yourself. Say, you know what? I'm bringing in about $200 every month. I've got my products, which, you know, aren't really included because you're using them for your own personal health, but maybe you're going to spend $25. You know, if you're bringing in, maybe that's 25% of your profits you're going to spend on your business. I can't answer that for you. Somebody more intelligent than me has got to have an article on this that I can help you find, but something to think about. I want to get your mind rolling about this kind of stuff, guys. Okay. All right. So, you know, keeping receipts, guys, I can show you, here are my receipts. Go ahead and cry. And there's some in my email for 2017 already, but keep them, right? Very important, keeping them, being on top of that. You don't want to go back and be like, well, I know I spent some money and I just, you know, don't know what those are. You know, treating this like a business is treating the finances as an important thing, the profits and the losses. Okay. All right. So number 4 is you have advisors. I loved this. If you know anything about me, you know that I love my sideline sisters, the people that aren't on this team, strengthen me for you guys. I think it's super important, but that's not just your upline, your sidelines. That's anybody who's helping you with your books. That's anybody who is strengthening your business from just a prospecting standpoint. People you trust in your life, right? Who's successful that you trust, that you can have conversations with. Having those advisors means that you're really viewing yourself as a business owner. I think it's super important. Having elevated conversations about business on any level. Maybe you've got a girlfriend who does Rodan and Fields and you really admire her. Talking to her about that. Hey, you know, do you struggle with this, or what do you do with this? Having anybody in your corner that gets it or that is adding value to you is great, you guys. I love that. And I really want to say, you know, if you've got a strong upline, and you do, I know this team, we're so blessed by that. If everybody's like, you know, lean on them, right? Don't rely on them. Right? But lean on them for their expertise. Even if they joined you 5 minutes before you joined, they've been doing it a little bit longer than you, right? So use them and it's going to be a good thing. Okay, the next one is invest in your business education. You guys, should be part of your DMO. At least weekly, you need to be pouring into yourself, learning about the company, learning about what we do, and learning about network marketing, refining the skill. Guys, it's a skill. We're intentional today. We're not doing this on accident. We are being stewards of our craft, and we have to try, right? Yes, we can mosey along, but I don't think that if you're on this call and you want to be in Maui, that's going to be your speed today. We're ramping it up. We're moving this into the fast lane. Okay. So investing in your business education. There are some books that I love. They're fantastic for this speed. I think that you're going to like Go Pro by Eric Worre. If you're prospecting, I love the 4 colors of MLM to understand what people's motivations are, what motivates them. You know, we can talk offline about some other things. Okay, so the 6th one, the last one, my very favorite one until I start to dig into you guys again with my own words, is you have to be committed. Okay? And I don't know what commitment means to you, but I can promise you that if you're new to this and you've considered quitting, it's not going to work, guys. You've got to treat this like a real business. Pretend you bought a Subway. You ain't getting out of that for a while, okay? This is only $34.95. You need to dig in. This is going to give you more than you could even possibly imagine if you give it more than you even think that you can give. I promise you that. I love what he says. I'd rather give something my all and fail than not try and wonder what might have happened. That goes back to the TJ quote, right? We give up right before the success, and that's not what we want to do. He says, I can't guarantee your success in this industry, but I do know that if you don't sell out and make a lasting commitment, you'll never make it. Can you raise your hand if you're committed? I think that means going to bed tired and trying harder than you even think. Whatever you're trying today, remember we wiped that slate clean. Whatever you're doing today, like that's not even happening. You guys are waking up a different person and you're going to bed tired every single day. And I can promise you, as a jewel in this company, not only will you earn a Maui vacation, but you are celebrated. Guys, there are things that I learned in Maui that I can't even talk to you about. Things that are coming for this company, things that I get to test. And there is nothing that separates you from anyone in that category but action. You get it? That's it. All those people that are jewels that have, put forth their effort. It's action. That's all it is. It is action. It is totally controllable by you. I promise. People are going to tell you, no, you cannot control it. You can't. What you can control is reaching out to 5 more people after you get that no and filling your pipeline. And I promise you, it is possible. I don't want you to look at, I think sometimes when you have a strong upline, and by the way, if you're on this call, you've got a strong upline because I am blessed with the best leaders ever. It's easy to look at those people that you feel are successful and you're like, well, there are all these reasons that they've got something that I don't have. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. You've got to quiet it and move forward. If you are worrying about what left and right is doing, I swear to you, it will not work. I promise. Okay? I want you to treat this like a business. It is critical that you change everything that you're doing and you set business hours around what you're doing and you are motivated. And guys, you're going to make sacrifices. And you know what? If you're listening to this and you're like, I'm just really not willing to do that, that is okay. Don't do this for me. But if you're ready, if you're saying, I want to be in Maui, I want to be at the top of this company, that's what it's going to take. It will take sacrifices. But what I want you to do is sometimes we feel like we're giving it our all and we're running ragged, right? And I think if we planned a little bit, we wrote it down, we did a brainstorming session, we had business hours around it, we started to really be methodical with our approach, we'd feel more in control. So it wouldn't feel like the business is running you and you need to feel like you're running the business. And I think that with some of these guidelines, that's going to happen. But the last thing I want to leave you with is that you need to have more action than you ever have before if you want to go to Maui, okay? That includes prospecting, following up, onboarding, researching, caring, touching base, connecting. All we are professional friends, but you have to make a professional business of it, right? And people will join you because you're all fabulous. You have to let them know that you're open for business every day, okay? All right, I know that you can do it. I am so proud of each of you for being on this call. You guys, this call is intense. You should see, I don't even know who wrote the names down. Hopefully somebody did because I asked you to. Thank you. Look at all this. Guys, you are surrounded by sideline sisters, up and down line that want to do this. This is huge. Feel good about that. I want to cry right now to see all this. Okay? Being in Maui was amazing, but it's not going to even match the feeling of having my team members there. Okay? And I know Melissa feels the same way. We kept saying that. That's all we care about is to have people to share this with. And I am blessed, ridiculously, look, I'm crying. I can't. I'm ridiculously blessed with people who share the vision. So I'm going to I'm going to stop recording. And I'm going to unmute. And then if anyone has questions, we can do that. We can do question and answer. You guys can get off the call if I melted your brain, whatever happens. So I'm going to stop recording.